Welcome back to the Irish Band channel, and welcome back to what could be the final episode of Cabin Fever. So, last week's episode was a bit of a downer. I apologize for that, everyone. I sometimes let these games get to me, and
So sorry.
don't you close your eyes, Mallory. Her eyes began to close, and I could tell she was tired.
You have absolutely nothing to apologize for. I was alone for so long, I forgot what it was like to live. And then you came into my world, and...
You have what happened last week, but we're gonna press on, and we are going to get on to Chapter 8, which what I think is the final chapter in this game. So, Chapter 8, Infection, let's get down to it. In the dead of night, something woke me up. In the dead of night, something woke me up. Sound of the wind? An animal? Whatever it was, it had pulled me up out of some dream. I sat up and listened. The night was quiet now. Nothing but crickets and white noise. I realized that I really needed to pee. Carefully, as not to wake Mallory, I got out of bed. I headed downstairs to the bathroom, half asleep in the dark. Once I was done, I went to the kitchen for some water. That's just gonna make you pee more, dude. I stood by the window with my glass, looking out at the sleeping world. I've done that. I wasn't used to being awake at this hour. It was a little eerie. I glanced up at the dark loft where Mallory slept. For a while, her coughing had kept her and me awake. But I'd rubbed her back until we both drifted off. Thankfully, she was sleeping peacefully now, getting the rest she needed. Worry made my stomach feel sick and my chest feel hollow. It does that for me too. I got a friend I worry about constantly.
There's no way I'm getting back to sleep now.
I paced back and forth for a minute, dragging my hands across my face. I needed a distraction, something to shut down my brain or at least get rid of this nervous energy. Shaking my head, I went to my desk and dropped to my chair. Computers were usually pretty distracting. I turned on the monitor and pulled out my keyboard. It was a membrane keyboard, so I didn't have to worry about making too much noise with my typing. I can't say that for mine, because mine's kind of clickety-clackety. There were more emails waiting in my inbox. One was from a colleague who worked out of Vietnam. The time difference would meant it was late afternoon over there. So she was probably wrapping up her workday as I sat there in the darkest hour of night. The subject read, Remedy distribution underway. Just reading it made my blood boil. I was so sick of these empty promises. And for what? Read the spam anyway, you never know. I mean, from a friend of his in Vietnam, why not? I opened the email anyway, thinking maybe I could find whoever started the vile forwarding chain and send them a piece of my mind. But then my curiosity was piqued. The body of the email had a surprisingly official-looking Global Health Authority logo at the top. There were multiple language options. I scrolled to the appropriate section and started to read.
Public notice. The worldwide distribution of R-Pandavax is underway. Please read on for information on how and where to seek treatment. Patients who receive R-Pandavax have a 96% chance of recovering, up from the 45% seen with traditional medical intervention. Right, I wish. R-Pandavax rollouts are now taking place with med tents being set up outside major hospital locations in the countries and cities listed below. Symptomatic individuals should visit their nearest med tent as soon as possible for assessment and hospital admission.
Hang on. This couldn't be real. Could it? I scanned down the list and then saw it. The name of our city.
Is this actually real? Our Pandavax treatment will be administered free of charge with identification requirements relaxed by emergency order. Our Pandavax may also have a preventative effect, and individuals who have not been infected may opt to receive an immunizing dose.
I scrolled up, down, searching the screen for some evidence this was fake. A scam. A lie. I pulled up the internet and searched our Pandavax. At least 100 articles came up, all posted within the last 24 hours. Bulletins from different news sources, statements from researchers, schedules being shared.
Mallory!
I called up towards the loft, my voice shaking like crazy, my gaze not leaving the screen. I stood up, tremors running through my whole body.
Mallory, it's real! Mallory, we have to go now!
Yeah, I'd be making tracks for it. I was dashing up the stairs, staggering towards the bed, ready to pick her up and carry her out of the cabin if I had to. I couldn't believe this. I couldn't believe our luck. It felt like a dream. Could it really be real? I reached across the bed for her, and she wasn't there.
Mallory?
Yeah, Mallory, where are you? I looked around the dark room wildly.
Mallory!
The cabin remained silent. My heart pounded. Where was she? I raced back down the stairs, calling out again and again as I searched the cabin, throwing open the door to the aquaponics room, and the bathroom, and the storage room, frantic. Where was she? That's when I noticed something resting on the kitchen table. A small notebook left open. I went over and picked it up. The top page had a note written in purple ink. A lump formed in my throat, my stomach twisted.
We both know I have it. My only hope is that it's not too late. That I haven't passed it to you. Because I want you to carry on with your life. Don't worry about me. I'm going back home to find out what happened to my sister. Whatever the answer is, I'm comforted to know we'll see each other again soon. I hope you know I would have stayed with you forever. But I'm thankful we had the time that we did. Love, Mallory.
I stared at the letter. No. I had only just been laying in bed next to her. I had only just found out that I might actually be able to help her. And now she was gone? I crumpled the paper in my hand, forming a tight fist. In that moment, I was ready to put a hole through my wall. My heart was racing. I couldn't think straight.
Damn it!
I had to go after her. She couldn't have made it far, not with her leg, and how sick she was. I was determined to find her, convince her to come back, convince her that we should go together whatever the circumstances, that we should be together whatever the circumstances. She needed to know how I felt about her, how much she meant to me. I raced to get dressed, throwing on a sweater and the first pair of pants I found, shoving my feet into some shoes and grabbing a crank-powered flashlight off the side table. There wasn't time to think. I just had to move. I burst through the front door and out onto the porch, nearly tripping down the steps before racing across the muddy lawn, my feet splashing in puddles. I was panting, sprinting almost blindly through the dark in whatever direction I thought Mallory might have gone. I was through the garden, over the hill, and nearing the woods when... Oh, that's right in the heel! That's right in the heel! Oh, damn, that hurts me just looking at it. Suddenly I slammed against the ground, pain shooting through me. It took me a moment to get my bearings and understand what had happened. The trap. How the hell? But no, I'd completely forgotten about moving it. How did I let this happen? I sagged against the ground, gritting my teeth. I couldn't let this slow me down. I gathered the strength to push myself up and look back at my foot. It was my foot that had been caught, and at a strange angle. I could only assume it was because of the way I'd been running so fast, practically flying over the slopping ground. Man, can you please take that off? I twisted and reached to release the trap, which took a few tries. Finally, I was able to scramble away and stand up, but the pain in my foot was excruciating. No time to deal with that now. I continued down the path, limping heavily and bleeding into my shoe, calling Mallory's name. As I made my way, I shoved my hand into my sweater pocket and pulled out the flashlight, the same one that led me to Mallory that first night. I immediately started cranking it, hoping against hope that it would lead me to her again. But as I entered the trees, I stopped, hesitating. Mallory's note that she was headed back to the city to check on her sister. Most likely she'd taken the footpath through the woods, the path she'd taken to get here in the first place. I might be able to catch up with her if I followed, but it depended on how much of a head start she had. If I followed the old driveway instead, I'd eventually make it to the highway. It was a longer path, but a more straightforward one, and if I could manage to flag down a car and get a ride, then I might even reach the city before Mallory did. I had to pick quickly. Oh God, oh. Try the highway. Both options seemed so risky. I took my chances and started down the driveway, toward the main road. I already could barely walk on my injured foot. My shoe felt tight and wet. Every step sent pain shooting through my soul. The light from the flashlight bobbed ahead of me, lighting up potholes and stones for me to step around and over. There we go. It took longer than it should have, but soon I was at the turn where the driveway met the main road, with high mast lights towering over me. The road itself was desolate, of course. Few people traveled anymore. Still, as I staggered along the shoulder in the direction of the city, I kept on cranking my flashlight, swinging it back and forth, on the off chance that anyone, might come along and see me. The thought of Mallory kept me going. I walked for a long, long time. It felt like a ghost world.
Please, is anyone out there?
My voice held more despair than I even realized that I was feeling. But then, as if my desperate voice had summoned it, a car appeared in the distance. I heard it before I saw it, and when I saw it, I started waving my arms again. You're supposed to stay away from people, my brain reminded me.
Shut up! That's not important right now!
The car was getting closer, the headlights glaring. I tried to jump, but my foot hurt too much.
Stop! Please! Stop! I need help!
The car began to slow. I stumbled towards it. The windows rolled down, and the driver peered out, saw my bloodied foot, and gasped.
Oh my God, what happened to you?
I'm trying to get to the city. Please, I'm hurt, and she's...
I couldn't even say it. How could I explain?
Get in, I'll take you to the hospital.
I wanted to cry. I hobbled to the passenger door and climbed in. By car, the city rose up around us within minutes. As we moved through the dim, pre-dawn streets, I looked out at the place I'd hoped never to return to. It looked so much more decrepit than I had imagined. The buildings were totally overgrown. There were broken windows and crumbling bricks, and the roads were all cracked apart. Jeez, how badly did this virus decimate everything? Here and there, bits of keep your distance tape fluttered, forgotten. The people who were left did not need to be reminded. There was a lot of vandalism, too. We drove past one dusty-looking grocery store, which had 3 people lined up outside, each of them wearing a heavy-duty mask and spaced at least 8 feet apart from one another. It's supposed to be 6 feet. I couldn't imagine how tough it must have been on Mallory and her family living here, trying to stay safe and survive in a run-down dump like this. The hospital came into view pretty quickly. I thanked the driver profusely for the ride, hopping out of the car almost before it had even fully stopped. When I saw the med tent erected in the street outside the hospital, I almost couldn't believe my eyes. It existed, just like the email bulletin said it would, but there was hardly anyone around. A medical worker decked out in PPE emerged from the tent, holding a clipboard and looking around. A man with a small child called out from several feet away, and the worker began asking questions I couldn't hear. This was how they were saving the world, quietly and with eerie calm. Daring to hope, I looked around for Mallory. If by some miracle she had made her way here, then maybe everything would actually be okay. I spotted another small group lingering nearby, and I lurched towards them.
I'm looking for a girl. Her name is Mallory. Her hair is long and white. She's wearing purple.
I moved from person to person, pleading, but no one had an answer for me. All of a sudden, I heard the faint squeal of a megaphone, a voice cracking over the near-empty street.
If you are awaiting preventative care, we ask that you remain patient while we triage symptomatic individuals. If you are currently experiencing symptoms like fever, headache, fatigue, or dry coughing, or have recently been in close contact with someone who is, please proceed to the screening area for assessment.
I mean, Mallory had it, so we can get there quickly. The medical worker was showing the man and child into the med tent now. I staggered
Can you
over.
see a very sick girl dressed in purple?
The medic looked at me, startled.
I'm sorry, no. Who is she? And have you been in close contact with this person?
If she's not
Unfortunately, yeah.
here, can you help me find her? Because she's really sick, and I need to find her and bring her here.
If you've been in contact with an infected individual, then the most important thing right now is for you to get assessed and admitted for treatment. You do understand how rapidly the virus proliferates. The sooner we can begin treatment, the better your chances will be. Please, follow me.
But no, I have to...
Please. Right now, you are potentially shedding the virus in a public space. You need to enter the med tent.
I looked around at the near-empty street. I wanted to keep arguing, but what could I say? The medic must have seen the pain and hopelessness on my face.
I will try to find out about your friend. Now please. I need you to enter the med tent.
Oh.
I can't stop until I find her.
Mallory's more important right now.
Please, there's no one here, but she's somewhere. And if I can just find her and get her back here in time, that's a life saved.
The medic looked kind of lost. I was already backing away, getting ready to start running again. If Mallory wasn't here, then she had to be at the planetarium, or at least on her way to it.
Wait! Don't go yet.
The medic disappeared inside the tent. A couple people who had been waiting nearby moved closer, hovering. It was probably wrong of me to race ahead of them, demanding the lone medic's attention. But honestly, whatever. It wasn't as though there were crowds and crowds of people waiting for aid. The only thing I cared about was Mallory. The medic reemerged, holding a bulky handset.
Take this. It's a satellite phone. We have a few of them for contacting other med centers. As soon as you find your friend, call us. If we know where you are, we might be able to send help.
Okay, what's the number? Wait a minute. Ah, sad panda. Nice one. A wave of gratitude washed over me as I looked at the sat phone. I definitely didn't have to be told twice. Time had never been more of the essence.
Thank you. Thank you.
A million times thank you. I was already hurrying away, almost in disbelief at this blessing. What about your foot, dude? I carried on down the street, calling Mallory's name. Though everything seemed so deserted, there were a handful of people around who would turn and look at me, puzzled. They avoided my path, and I avoided theirs, and it's probably for the best. I reached back into my memory, trying to get my bearings and figure out which way to go. The planetarium was closer to the river. I knew that. I started down the street in that direction. My head was spinning. I couldn't feel my foot anymore, but I kept on going, leaving bloody shoe prints behind me. Hope was the only thing keeping me going. I treaded over the rubble in the streets, passing broken hazard signs and empty storefronts, unable to stop myself from imagining the riots that must have taken place here years ago. When the top of the old planetarium building came into view, I sprinted the rest of the way. I looked at the buildings surrounding that one, which was the apartment building where Mallory lived. I scanned all the windows and balconies in sight, looking for some sign of her. I turned in a circle, searching every street corner and bus stop I could see. It was like a ghost town. I tipped my head back to call out for Mallory. That's when I caught sight of the purple figure on the rooftop overhead.
Mallory! Mallory! Don't move! I'm coming!
I don't think it's Mallory, dude. I didn't even know she could hear me. I just hurried, as fast as my body would let me, around the building to the fire escape. A dry, rattling feeling was building up in my chest. I could hardly breathe. Oh, you got the virus, dude. I reached the top of the fire escape and hauled myself up onto the roof, where I was sure I had seen Mallory. I looked around for her, and for a moment my body ceased all functions, and I could actually feel my heart skip a beat. Where was she?
Mallory!
A cool breeze blew past, and all I could do was stand there for a few moments, processing everything that was happening.
I'm here.
Mallory! I turned to find the source of that small, weak voice. There she was. Easy, Bandit. Come on. Get it together. There she was, at the opposite edge of the rooftop. Her delicate frame black backlit by the gently rising sun. Dark hollows hung under her eyes. Dark hollows hung under her eyes and her cheeks. She trembled, barely able to hold herself upright.
Why are you here?
What's with the music? She didn't look at me as she spoke, and my throat felt like it was twisting shut.
Your letter. I found it, and I couldn't just let you go.
She listened and continued to gaze out on the cityscape, avoiding eye contact with me.
You shouldn't be here. It's dangerous for you to be close to me.
She was so out of breath. I approached her slowly, terrified that she would just float away.
That doesn't matter to me now. I care about you too much. I love you, Mallory.
She turned her face, finally giving me a weak smile.
You dummy. I love you too. That's why I had to leave.
She swayed there, as though turning to look at me had made her dizzy, and her body dipped towards the ledge. No. I lunged, panicked, and grabbed Mallory's narrow arms. In one swift movement, I had pulled her onto myself, redirecting the shift in weight to have her fall into my arms. Gently, I helped her lay down. Her cheeks were blood red, her skin like fire. She struggled to keep her eyes open. No.
I don't have much time
No.
left. Maybe dream.
No, Mallory, you don't understand.
Use the phone, dude!
There's a treatment. There's a treatment, and it's right here in the city, and I love you.
There's a cure?
I nodded vigorously, fumbling for the sat phone I shoved into my pocket.
My sister wasn't home. Do you think maybe she managed to get the cure?
My shoulders rounded as I fought back tears. Of course Mallory wouldn't even think of herself.
I'm going to get you help. I'm calling right now, and someone's gonna come.
The phone was in my hands, my thumb poised over the stiff, tactile buttons. The number. It had been printed on the med tent, but what was it? Oh, damn it! I didn't even notice. Damn it, damn it, damn it. I punched in the number, hoping I'd remember it correctly. Shit! Had I remembered it incorrectly? I thought back to what I had seen on the sign, on the tent, willing my memory to grasp that all-important number fully. I dialed again, but to my horror, the outcome was still the same. I didn't know the number. I looked down at Mallory, at the beautiful hope in her eyes. No, thought my brain dumbly. No, this can't. I can't. I can't let her know, I thought calmly in my response. I pressed a random string of numbers, held the sat phone to my
We're
ear.
here. We're just across the planetarium building. I found her, and she's okay. You'll be right here?
I tried my hardest to sound convincing, but my hand shook so hard I dropped the phone. I leaned over Mallory, holding her tight.
Help is on the way. You're going to be all right. We're going to be all right. We're going to spend a little time in the hospital, but then we can go home, back to the cabin, where we're going to live happily ever after.
It was selfish of me to stay with you. I should have known.
No, don't start that.
She paused, sputtering and coughing weakly. Then she tried to smile, but tears washed across her eyes instead.
I'm so sorry.
Don't you close your eyes, Mallory. Her eyes began to close, and I could tell she was tired.
You have absolutely nothing to apologize for. I was alone for so long, I forgot what it was like to live. And then you came into my world, and...
Tears began to roll down my cheeks.
You don't need to have any regrets, because having you in my life has been the best thing to ever happen to me. So don't you dare regret anything.
Too weak to wipe away her tears, they fell onto the cold concrete blocks we were resting on. A chill breeze blew up the side of the building and carried with it the stale smell of pavement.
Let's just rest. You can close your eyes if you need to. We'll wait just like this until they get here. Everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay.
The wind died down, and suddenly everything was possibly still, silent and still. Mallory's hand slid off my lap and fell to the ground. Slowly I watched her eyes close one last time, and a quiet peace fell over us. All color had left her soft cheeks, and I felt her presence leave me. The sunrise shone a bright beam of light on us, almost as if we were players in a tragic play caught under the spotlight. Softly I grazed my hand across her cheek, to feel her warmth one last time before she turned cold.
I'm sorry.
I had failed her. I had come so close to saving her, but I had failed. With a heavy sigh, I got on one knee and slipped hands underneath Mallory's lifeless body. With ease, I managed to lift her up into my arms. She was always much lighter than I expected. I held her and looked over the city one last time. The sun continued to rise in the sky. And soon, I knew the residents would be waking up. Somewhere back at the cabin, I imagined my rooster was crowing. I apologized to him and the hens, knowing that I wouldn't be back in time to feed them. In that moment, nothing felt real anymore. While it did make me happy to hear that people would finally have a cure, and the sadness could end, I only felt bitter resentment myself. A raven was cawing loudly somewhere nearby. Numbness set in, and even the sun's warmth had no power over me anymore. I couldn't feel anything, and I didn't want to anymore. I looked down at Mallory's delicate face and studied her perfect lips, pale cheeks, and wispy hair. She was all I wanted. So then, we would be together. Step. Oh. Oh. Okay, we're not ending the episode like that. We're going to try to get a better ending. I am going to skip through a lot of this, because we've already seen most of it. Read the spam, of course. Head for the highway. I think we made all the right decisions. Whoa. 555. 322. Okay.
I can't stop until I find her.
Yes, that was it. Thank you, Brain. I thought as the ring started to go through. You're welcome, replied my brain as more rings went through. No. I didn't know if it was the same medic who'd given me this sat phone, but either way, I immediately started rattling off every detail I could about where we were and how to get here. Then I threw the phone down and wrapped my arms around Mallory.
Someone's coming. Help is coming.
All I could hope for now was that they would get here fast enough.
It was selfish of me to stay with you. I should have known.
No, don't start that.
No.
I'm so sorry.
No.
You have absolutely nothing to apologize for. I was alone for so long, I forgot what it was like to live. And then you came into my world, and having you in my life has been the best thing to ever happen to me. And I cannot wait for us to go home and live happily ever after together.
Yes, please, somebody hurry up, please. Too weak to wipe tears away, fell into cold concrete blocks. Okay.
Stay with me, Mallory. We're going to get you help, and everything's going to be okay.
Okay, I think, okay. We waited together on the rooftop as the sun came up, splitting open the clouds and shining on us like a spotlight. I willed the medic to get here faster. The wait felt like an eternity. Then, far below, I heard the rumble of a vehicle pulling up, a door popping open, a distant voice. It was 2 weeks before Mallory and I were able to return to the cabin. Mallory had spent most of that time quarantined, receiving the breakthrough R-Pandavax treatment, which carried her back from the brink of death. Oh, thank God. I received preventative treatment as well, and was monitored closely for symptoms. Finally, we were discharged, and we found our way back home, where all the leaves were gold and red, and the mountains had snow on their peaks. The first thing we did was check on the chickens, only to find they had torn open their feed bag and had themselves a feast while we were away. They were very fat and very happy to see us. We took a careful stroll around the rest of the property, too, just to make sure everything looked okay, and to make note of any issues I need to deal with. Then we were about ready to head inside. Near the front porch, we found a package which looked like it had been left outdoors a little too long.
It must be that order I placed for drone delivery. With the first aid kit and the aspirin and...
My voice trailed off.
It feels like a million years ago.
I sat down on the porch step to open the package, hardly able to wait. Ignoring the first aid kit and aspirin bottle, I pulled out the small cardboard box I knew would have Mallory's ring inside. I looked up at her, suddenly a little nervous.
I have a gift for you.
A gift? Really? Ew! What is it?
I grinned at how cute she was. I held the box up to her, and she danced a little as she took it. I lifted the lid to peer inside.
Oh my goodness! It's so pretty.
It reminded me of you.
Her eyes looked so shiny. She smiled and leaned down to kiss me.
Try it on.
Okay.
She took the ring out of its little box and slid it onto her narrow finger. I totally guessed her ring size, but luckily it was a perfect fit. She tilted her hand back and forth, smiling at the silver bowl and glistening stone. Seeing her so happy made me happy.
I love you, Mallory.
I love you too.
Feels good to say that when we're not in a life or death situation, am I right?
She giggled. We went inside together, and for a long while, we just enjoyed each other's company. We ate, we talked, we laughed, and we held each other. When the sun dropped below the horizon and the sky grew dark, I thought back to Mallory had told me about her love for the stars.
What would you say if I asked you to spend this evening stargazing with me?
I would say I know the most perfect spot.
I felt my grin get even bigger.
I'll grab some blankets. Meet me up there?
Sure.
A few minutes... Oh, God, I'm going to cry again. I'm happy tears. A few minutes later, I climbed up onto the roof with a big blanket folded over my shoulder. Mallory sat waiting for me, watching me with those beautiful eyes and the sweetest smile. My heart felt warmer than it ever had. The pain and loss we'd experienced would always be there. But now there was also joy to be felt. So much joy. And so much life to be lived. There would always be sorrow and endings, but like a sunset or a flower, the impertinence of this very moment was exactly what made it so valuable. I went to sit with Mallory under the stars. Well, that's a little better ending, and one I'm happy to end this series on. Oh, what a ride. Incredible game. Yeah, as you saw from earlier, it really got to me at some points, but overall, a great game. Before we leave, I just want to, give credit where credit's due. Let's go to credits here. So, voice talents: Mallory Eschmeyer, Daniel Acosta did the main character voice for Male. Caitlin Bard did the voice for main character number 2. Dr. Weiss, I think that was the doctor we were talking to. Elsa Parks, additional voices: Morgan Long. Art by Azuyuki at Yuri Limono, sorry. Dao Nguyen, Morgan Long. QA, Shane Doyle, QA Panda. Alana Hagon, Assistant Panda. Audio mastering by Connor O.R.T. Linning, Pepperoni Panda. Morgan Long. Written by Morgan Long, Rebecca Shelley. SFX, audio purchased from Audio Blocks. Programming by Programmer Panda. Music and trailer, Screenhog Studios. Special thanks to Cody, OG Panda, for reading the original draft and giving writing tips. Trash Panda, Kristen, for your lovely lettering and help drawing doggos. Sad Panda superfans who helped playtest the game. In loving memory of Mio, the theme of this story rings very true to me. That it's better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. Near the completion of this visual novel, I lost my dearest cat, Mio, who had been in my life for the past 15 years. I'll never forget how wonderful and gentle a soul he was. I consider myself so lucky to have known him, and giving him all the love in my heart. It's an incredible gift to spend time with special people and pets throughout our lives, as fleeting as that time is. Cherish every moment and love them with your whole heart. XOXO Morgan. So yeah, Cabin Fever, wonderful game. I highly recommend. I haven't said this before in any other playthrough before, but you can, if you like what you saw and you want to get other endings to this, link is in the description below on the Steam page to purchase this game. You can get the 18 plus DLC as well. But what did you think of Cabin Fever? Let me know in the comments section down below. I'd really love to read your thoughts on this one. While you're down there, don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. I'd really appreciate that. In the description, you're going to see a link to all the ways you can help support this channel. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, TikTok, and Reddit. You can get your Irish Bandit merchandise from my Irish Bandit shop on redbubble.com. You can pick up your copy of my 5-star rated novel Shade Falling on Amazon. You can get that through either Kindle e-reader or on paperback, and you can buy me a copy. Where I have a goal set up right now where I want to get some Elgato gear for my PC. You can help make that happen in the link down below. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. If you're already subscribed, tap the bell and you'll be notified whenever a brand new video goes live. As of recording this video, we are close to 200 subscribers, so help get us over that edge and get us to 200. So yeah, what's coming up this week? Well, we got more Bioshock coming on Wednesday. We got more Final Fantasy VII Remake coming on Friday as well. But as always, on Sunday, you will see what is coming on my Facebook page, on my Twitter page, and on the community page here on YouTube. So yeah, I think that does it for today. So I'll talk to you again very, very soon.